Hey! In this video today, we're going to talk more about Swedish pronunciation and these scary Swedish vowels. Before this video, we have done 4 other videos about the back vowels. The back vowels in Swedish are these ones, A, O, U, O. These are called the back vowels because the sound kind of comes from the back of our mouth. Today, on the other hand, we're going to focus on the front vowels. And these are called the front vowels because the sound kind of comes from the front. So, which are the front vowels? They are these ones. E, I, U, A, Ö. And in this video today, we're going to start with this one.
E.
This little front vowel, the E. E. But before we start talking all about this vowel E, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and put a like if you like it, so that you can follow us and see all our videos about the Swedish language. Okay, so let's look how this E works. E is a little bit tricky because it kind of looks like an English E, but it's pronounced totally different. So this is something to remember. The first thing to remember, it doesn't sound exactly the same as English, even if it's the same vowel. So for us, the E sounds like this. E, E. You kind of need to smile or at least show your teeth when you say this. If you don't show your teeth, then you won't get the right sound of this vowel. So let's practice together. E, E. Yeah, you sound a little bit whiny, but that's a good thing. E, E. The second thing to remember is that this E, the Swedish E, actually has 2 sounds. When we do this long version, the E, that's the long sound, the long version of this E. And it's also how we say it in the alphabet. But then we can also pronounce the E more like an eh. So today we're also going to talk about these different E sounds and when you will see them and also some exceptions. Like most of the vowels in Swedish, if we have just one consonant coming after the vowel, then it gets really long. And if we have more consonant than one, then normally it gets very short. The same thing happens to the E, but be careful with the E because it is kind of a cursed vowel. It's the one with the most exceptions, or one of the most exceptions. But still good to remember this rule about the double consonant and one consonant. Let's look at an example. We have, for example, the word el. El is how we say electricity. El is actually a shorter version of the longer word elektricitet. In any case, here the E is very long, so it sounds like el. How you pronounce this word is good to remember when you get your electricity bill. In Swedish, that would be elräkningen. Elräkningen. And here the E sounds very long because we have just one consonant coming after. This follows the normal rule. Another word that follows this example of the long E when we have just one consonant coming after is the word deg. Deg is how we say dough in Swedish. Basically, when you bake, you have a deg and deg. Deg. The E gets very long in words that normally ends with an E. So here you should also do the long version of the E. Some examples of words that ends with an E and have this long version is, for example, te. Swedish tea. Jag vill ha en kopp te. I want to have a cup of tea. Or le, smile. Or se, to see. Or ge, to give. So all of them have this long version of the E. The problem with the E is that it looks like a fun vowel because you're smiling a lot when you say it. E. But actually inside you're screaming. E. And this is because it has a lot of exceptions. Just like Internet Explorer, it breaks a lot. It's full of errors and it has a lot of exceptions. Here are some exceptions. These words sound short even though they're followed by just one consonant. N, 1. Fem, 5. Hey, hi. And now let's look how the short version of the E sounds like when we have double consonant, which actually follows the rule. We have, for example, the word et, which is also 1, and et has 2 consonants, so that's why it sounds more like an e and not an e. Et. Another example, another number is the number 11. elva, elva. Also here we have two consonants coming after the e, so that's why it's very short. Elva. Let's compare some words with this long version of the e, and the short version, e. We have, for example, the word bet. For example, hunden bet mig. Aj, the dog bit me. Hunden bet mig. But then maybe I just want to talk about the bite. That would be bet, with two consonants, two T coming after. So the E sounds shorter, bet. I har ett bett. I have a bite from hunden, from the dog. I have a bite from the dog. So it's more the noun, not the verb, like before. Bet, 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 bet. Then a very interesting word is the word den. Den means it for N words, and here the E is very short, even if it's just one consonant coming after. So we pronounce this as den, it. For example, en glass, an ice cream, den är god. It's good, it's tasty. But then if you want to say it for et words, then it becomes long. And this would be det. Det is it, but for et words. For example, glass. Glass is an et word, et glass. And if you want to say it, it would be det. And here the E sounds very long. Det. So this follows the rules. One consonant coming after, so that's why it sounds like det. Det. So then here the rule breaks, and then det, then det, then det. Sometimes the a sounds more like an e when we have double consonant coming after. We're going to talk more about this a, the a with two dots on the top, in another vowel video. But just to know that sometimes you can also hear this e sound, even if it's not written with an e. Instead, it's written with an a, the a with two dots on the top. For example, we have the word äpple. Äpple is how we say apple. It's written with the a with two dots, but still we pronounce it as an e, as a short version of the e. Äpple. Another example is the word egg. Egg is also written with a with two dots on the top, but still pronounced like a short version of the e. Egg. So we have äpple or egg. Both are pronounced like the short version of the e. This is something that a lot of kids in school, including me when I was a child, confused a lot. We always write the a like an e because it sounded like an e. So it's very common mistakes that Swedish people do, even some adults sometimes. So good to know that if you mix up the a and e, it's quite common. So to sum up, remember that this e has two sounds, the long version e where you need to show your teeth, and the shorter version e. Och om du tyckte om den här videon, likea. If you like this video, put a like. Och glöm inte bort att följa oss på YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Tack så mycket. Vi ses. Long version of the E. Vi ses.